My kids started taking music lessons about a year ago. It has been such a gift to us, but I do want to give some advice on how to make this transition into music lessons as smooth as possible. First, you want to assess your children's ability levels. My second daughter was just 5 years old when she started piano, and this can be kind of young for kids to start learning this kind of skill. Luckily, it's worked out relatively well. We've kind of adapted the lessons to fit with the way she learns and the fact that she's so young, but that's just something to take into consideration. I completely understand that not every 5-year-old can sit and do a half-hour long lesson, and even my 5-year-old does have those squirmy, impatient days. And I think it's important to challenge kids with new tasks to learn, but you also don't want to push it too far. To get an idea as to how your child will do in music lessons, you can always sign up for some sort of free trial introductory class that most teachers are very happy to offer. That way you can see how they react to being in this sort of lesson before you commit to anything. You also want to look at your family's schedule and see if music lessons will fit. One thing that really caught me off guard with doing these weekly piano lessons is just the sheer size of the time commitment. The girls have their weekly lesson, which total is about an hour per week, but they're also expected to practice piano for at least 15 minutes a day. They also have a piano theory workbook that they do assigned pages from every week. All of this adds up, so if you're not fully committed to having your kids do music lessons, that's totally fine. Maybe put it on the back burner for now and maybe reassess your family's schedule at a later date. Now, say that you have signed up for music lessons already, you have a lovely teacher, you're all really excited. How do you make every lesson go as smoothly as possible? Well, you can never fully guarantee that your children are going to be completely well-behaved or patient for every single lesson. And this can be really cringeworthy if you see your child or the music teacher struggling with a lesson. I've noticed that my kids typically do better when they have a full stomach and they are well rested. These are the two main keys to success in my everyday life, so I make sure that this extends to when they have their music lessons and they're expected to focus on a lesson with their teacher. The timing of the day of our lessons has changed a lot over the past year, but I always make sure, regardless of the time of the lesson, they always have a snack right before their lesson. Also, I like having my children practice the selected pieces of music they've been working on all week right before the teacher arrives. It's really tempting, honestly, to take the day off from practicing because you know the teacher is going to be coming and facilitating practice with your kids anyway. But I've found that this really is an easy way to shake off the cobwebs, get them really motivated for their lesson so they're maybe not as nervous to perform these songs for their teacher. It's like a known thing that kids typically do better when they're practicing independently or with their parents than when the teacher is sitting watching them, but I have found that this helps a little bit with that. Another little thing that we do with our teacher is we alternate who goes first every week. So for example, if my older daughter went first last week, then she goes second this week. This avoids any little arguments or tiffs that children can get into over really arbitrary things. I also make sure that whoever's waiting in the wings while the other child is taking their turn has some sort of quiet activity to do just to keep them occupied and so they're not distracting the other child or interrupting in any way. And of course, any music teacher is going to tell you that the key to success when learning an instrument or any sort of music in general is practicing consistently. They really mean it when they set standards for how long children should practice every day. Making sure that your children are taking this time to practice every week ensures that they will be more ready for their next lesson, and it also ensures that they're making some sort of progress every week. Regarding practice, children should practice for at least 15 minutes every day. And this number could get bigger based on the age of your child. We typically do piano practice at a different time of day aside from homeschool lessons, just to kind of break up that learning period time. And I feel like I'm pretty lucky because I never have to make my kids practice. They usually want to practice throughout the day anyway, but I do always make sure to commit some sort of time of my day to sit with them while they are practicing during that 15 minutes so that I know that they're actually doing things right and not falling into bad habits. You will also want to make sure to keep an open line of communication with your music teacher just to, address any changes that might need to be made to the lessons. When selecting a music teacher, make sure that you address what your goals are for your children learning music. And also make sure that you set aside some sort of time, maybe every week or maybe every month, in which you as the parent can meet or at least just speak on the phone with the teacher just to make sure everything is on track and that everyone's on the same page. This could be time set aside before or after your lessons, or it could just be a time to make a phone call in the evening when your children are maybe already in bed. And this for us has been really helpful. Chances are your teacher is going to appreciate all of this communication and will be grateful to have a parent that is so committed and dedicated to having their children be successful with music. Also, a fun little thing that I have kind of discovered over the past year is that as the parent, you have the opportunity to learn a new instrument alongside your children. Now, this also comes with cons because I don't always understand what the task at hand is. So I'm always kind of making sure that during my children's lessons, I am listening to the teacher and listening to the techniques she uses and the words she uses so that I understand as well in case any questions throughout the week arise when practicing with my kids. If I didn't do this little eavesdropping, then I would probably be completely lost. So I suggest that you definitely stay in the room during lessons, especially if you're not familiar with the type of music or instrument that your child is learning. I have found this challenge to be a really fun opportunity to go outside my comfort zone, learn music theory officially, and learn a new instrument. Now I know I have just spent a lot of time kind of making it feel like signing your kids up for music lessons is a big commitment and kind of complicated. And I'm not going to lie, sometimes it does feel that way. But I see so many benefits from my children taking music lessons. Learning to read sheet music strengthens reading and math skills. Practicing an instrument on a consistent basis teaches commitment. On top of all of this, they are developing a lifelong love and understanding of music, which is priceless to us as a family. Do your kids do music lessons? Mine do piano, and then Stacey's each have the choice of doing either guitar or piano. Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe to see more videos just like this one. See you next time!